And the Providence, WEFM is SVG.
27 minutes on to 11 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You're locked on to WEFM 99.9, the Clean Fresh Sound, and this is your It's Your Turn program. Remember, It's Your Turn is an interactive program, so the numbers to call are 457-9997 if you're calling from a local landline, 532-9997 if you're calling from a digital cell phone, and you can also send us a message or call us on WhatsApp at 457-9997. The It's Your Turn program is being hosted by Mr. Cecil Ryan, Mr. Philbert John, and Mr. Joel Providence. Good morning to you, Cecil.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you, Kieran, and good morning to all our listeners on the WEFM platforms and also on the Star Radio platforms. Greetings also to those folks who are listening via Garifuna Radio. We are happy to be with you this morning. My colleagues are here, and we are all ready to go. Pigeon, greetings.
Good morning to all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all persons listening to WEFM wherever we just be back at the engage with another edition of this Feedback Manual. Bringing us back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where news are made and analyzed. Hand you over to my colleague, former teacher.
Thank you, Pijan. Good morning, Cecil. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today's a beautiful day.
It is.
Last Sunday, we said the same thing. It was not as hot as before, and today seems to be another good day.
Yes.
And I hope that it stays this way all day today and going forward right through till Christmas and into the New Year. The heat seems as if it is going down a little bit, even though that I'm having problems still at this point. So I just wish everyone well. As a matter of greetings, I just would like to extend best wishes to all Anglicans in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I noticed that they have a special event today. And actually, when I went into Kingston earlier on, I saw that they had a procession leading into... I'd rather not state what the name of the event is because before I get myself in trouble. But I know that they have a special event, they have a special guest, a special bishop from abroad with them. And I wish all Anglicans the best. I also would like to extend best wishes to Vincentians in the diaspora, whether you're in Washington, D.C., New York, Jacksonville, Toronto, wherever, London, or anywhere in the Caribbean. Best wishes to you. I hope that you would encourage others to log on to this program. This is Independence Month, and I trust, Cecil, that as we proceed, as we discuss issues at hand, that we will always find time to relate to something that bears relevance to our independence.
Well, I'm sure we will. Whether we like it or not, it will be drawn to our attention if we didn't. Just want to give special greetings to people throughout the world, as a matter of fact. Pigeon, I haven't done a wrong the world thing for a long time. maybe it's due again. But I just want to give a shout out to folks who are listening in Montreal and Toronto and Winnipeg and Vancouver and all over Toronto, Canada. Good morning to you, and we give you a warm shout out this morning. Also, folks who are listening across the United States, good morning to folks who are listening in New York and all the boroughs of New York. Good morning to you. Welcome to the program. Those who are listening in Washington, good morning to you. Welcome to the program. And my friend in Maryland, good morning to you. Special greetings to you this morning. And also those who are listening in Philadelphia, good morning. Great to have you on board this morning. Caddy, hope you're doing well. We haven't heard from your voice for a long time, but we know you're tuned in. Greetings to you and those who are listening in other cities across the United States. Certainly, Kojo, good morning to you, and we welcome you to our program this morning. We hope you're doing well. And all the folks who are listening in Alabama, in Miami, in Detroit, in Chicago, in San Francisco, in San Diego. Good morning and welcome to our program. We're happy to be with you this morning. And we want to greet those folks who are listening in our part of our region, in fact, Central America. Greetings to our girlfriend and brothers and sisters in Belize, Guatemala, Honduras. Good morning to you. And welcome to our program. Costa Rica, our friend who listens there, Alan, and we haven't sent greetings or shout up to you recently, but we greet you very warmly this morning. Also, greetings to our friends who are listening in Cuba and Bermuda and the Bahamas. Greetings to you and Jamaica. We hope you're doing well. And Haiti, good morning and welcome to the program this morning. Didier, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Also, our friends who are listening in our special part of the Caribbean, the Eastern Caribbean. Good morning to you. BVI, a lot of friends up in BVI and a lot of listeners to this program. Greetings to you and welcome to the program. Also, we want to greet those who are listening in Antigua and Barbuda. Good morning to you. Anguilla, good morning. St. Kitts Nevis, Montserrat, good morning to you and welcome to our program this morning. Those who are listening in Dominica and St. Lucia, greetings to you. Barbados, greetings to you. And we want to jump down to Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. You know, Pigeon, remember our friend who used to call us from Cain, French Guyana? We haven't heard from him for a long, long time. Just before, up to COVID, he used to be calling us. Anyway, we hope he's still there and doing well, and we just want to give special greetings to him. And we want to greet also our friends who are listening in Grenada, Pittimatnik, and Carriacou. Good morning and welcome to our program this morning. Hail up those who are listening in Tobago as well. And of course, special part of the world, very special part of the universe, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Greetings to our friend and colleagues in Union. Good morning to you, Abdan, and my good friend. All my good friends in Union. Lorna, good morning to you and your daughters. Good morning to you. Hope you all are doing okay this morning. And we want to greet those who are listening in Canaan. Terry, greetings and welcome to the program. We know you're listening, in fact, Terry. And we hope things are good there. And in Myro, of course, and Beckway and Mustique. Good morning and welcome to the program. And here on St. Vincent Cell from Fancy down to Caliaco, good morning. I just want to hail up some folks I met yesterday in Bible. We were there to bid farewell to a friend and relative of ours, and certainly of mine. Good morning to all of you. I touched base with in the Bible yesterday. Hope you all are doing well this morning. My friend who accused me of coming in on the program and saying, and he used a word, I can't remember what he used, but basically saying bad things about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I just want to give him a shout out this morning. I hope he's listening this morning. He told me he listens all the time, so I hope he's listening this morning. I met another lady there. She told me she listens every Sunday. I didn't remember to get her name, but special greetings to you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well this morning. And all the folks who are living on the interior of Vincy, good morning to you, Myrakwa, Ivisham, Creek Corner, Richland Park, Carrere, Hopewell. Good morning and welcome to the program this morning. And I'll give a shout out to Minister Jimmy Prince himself. Good morning to you, Minister Prince, and I hope you're doing well this morning. I just wanted to let you know that I took my booster vaccine just last Thursday. I hope you guys have done it recently yourselves. I took mine last Thursday, and I want to give a shout out.
What vaccine is it?
COVID.
Okay, they have others, you know.
Pfizer. You're right.
Mpox and so on.
You're right.
All
Sorry,
right,
I should have specified. But yes, COVID.
I think I'm good for now, anyway.
Are you good?
For now.
All right. So I want to thank Sister Russell. Good morning to you for facilitating and assisting me. and Sister Finley. Good morning at the Kingston Health Center and the nurses who are there. Special greetings to all of you, and we hope you're doing well this morning. So yes, just want to, well, I'm going to leave the rest of St. Vincent until next week because it's a lot of communities and a lot of folks to shout up. But I also cannot leave without shouting out Prime Minister Gonzalez and his family. Hope you're doing well. Hard-working man, we all know that. And a regular listener to our program, even as you're speaking now, I believe he's listening this morning. So greetings to you, PM, and we hope you're doing well this morning. Getting ready for another busy week, I'm sure, and of course the busy month of October, our month of independence. So that was my kind of half-hearted around the world, and including Vince's. So Joel?
Yeah, just want to say, as you mentioned about the communities,
Yes,
and so forth, to be mentioned another time. There's supposed to be a Better Village competition reintroduced
okay.
this year. I didn't get the details on it as to how is it being judged and so forth, and are the villages and communities and so on getting support in terms of implements and so on. I don't have any information at all. I believe it might have been introduced maybe it was in the late 80s or in the early 90s during the first term or the second term of the NDP administration under James Mitchell, and then it was discontinued also under the same administration, and now it has been. It was discontinued under this administration. Okay, so now it's been reintroduced. I would like to hear what are the arrangements, how it's going to be judged, and who will be judging, and that kind of thing. I think it's a good idea to reintroduce it. But I would like to find out more about the criteria for judging and who would be involved.
Yeah, all right. And even as you're saying that, I want to give a special shout out to some folks in Coles Hill. I want to just mention the various. Okay, somebody just sent me a message. That's why I have to pause. Pasture and Point Fonte, actually. Cold Road, Gruguhala, Sprout Head, Gutter. Joel, you must be familiar with those names. Coles Hill. Okay. And Bottom Village and Corner.
I know.
And Pun Hill. And the last one, Gate.
And so forth.
You what?
No, Long Line and Wholesale generally, and down into Cumberland and into Trumuka Bottom and so on. But I don't want anything more than that. And
well,
this
one is very specific. It's on a notice board. Welcome to Coles Hill. Home to, and all these villages are there. You know, the one that really I like special is Guguhala.
Okay.
It sounds like they have a lot of Google trees there. Yeah, all right. So it's good to be in touch with folks, especially folks who listen to our program all the time. And even as we said, talk about independence, we're being urged to urge people on behalf of the Council General Toronto and the association, the SVG Association of Toronto, they're having a lineup of activities on the 20th. They're having Independence Thanksgiving service, and it's happening at Rosewood Church of the Nazarene, and that is at 657 Miller Avenue, and that starts at 3 p.m. We would come back to these, of course, but I just want to give them the signal now. October 25th, it's special day for me. Independence flag raising ceremony, Toronto City Hall, and that's happening downtown Toronto at 12 noon. And then on the 26th, that's independent flag raising ceremony, Brampton City Hall. That's not Toronto, but Brampton City Hall. And that one is happening in Brampton. It's happening at 11 a.m. And on the 26th also, there's an Independence Gala and Benefit, and that's happening at Parkview Manor, and that is at 55 Barber Green Road. That is in North York, and that one starts at 6 p.m. Sorry, 6 p.m. And then the big day itself, Sunday, October 27, Independence lighting of Niagara Falls. You remember last year we saw this spectacular view, and it's happening again this year on the 27th, and that's Sunday, Independence Day lighting of Niagara Falls, and there would be a bus ride to the event, and that would happen at 10 p.m. So you see the full effect of that. And also on the 7th of October is the lighting up of Brampton Clock Tower, and that's happening in Brampton and happening at 6 p.m. And there's this lovely view of Niagara Falls when it's lit in the colors of the flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So it's 45 years of togetherness, prosperity, and perseverance. So there you have it. Things are happening, and we'll come back to remind our listeners of these things happening in Toronto. Consul General Huggins doing wonderful work there, as usual. I remember last year we also had Consul General McIntosh had the Empire State Building lit up, the top of it. Yeah, we can expect that to happen again this year. Maybe he might want to give us a heads up in terms of when it's happening and so on and so forth. So all of those things, Joel, I know you have a number of other things to raise yourself, and I want to pass over to you now. Oh, yes, sorry, Joel. Yeah.
Just give me an opportunity to
Of course.
wish happy birthday to none other than Elsie Frederick, the wife of Pastor Frederick.
Oh, yes.
She turned 75 today.
Okay.
It's a significant milestone.
Mm-hmm.
She was a colleague, although we didn't teach the same school. She taught the same Secondary School for many years before I was a student.
Okay.
Just want to wish her all the best.
Yeah, I join you, and the program, of course, joins you in wishing her all the best. And I know Pastor Frederick is going through a rough time now, but I hope he's holding strong. So just want to wish them well.
Yeah, but best wishes to Elsie Frederick as well, because we were colleagues teaching at the grammar school for a while.
Okay.
Cecil, I think we all, as a group here, want to wish and congratulate Miss Zeta Stevens.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Recently crowned Miss SPG 2024. And I'm reading from One News SPG. I'm a former colleague, Damon McTeer, behind this. According to his report, Miss KCCU Zeta Stevens has won the Miss SVG pageant 2024. At the national show held at Victoria Park on October 5th, Stevens outshone 5 other competitors and won favor with the judges to win the coveted title. Maybe we could also just give the other top performers. Miss the judge categories, best cultural wear was taken by Miss Zeta Stevens.
Oh.
The best swimwear title was won by Alvina Pinder, Miss Grenadine House. Best talent segment was won by Zeta Stevens, Miss KCCU.
Okay.
Best evening wear was taken by Alvina Pinder. Best evening wear was also, won by Miss Alvina Pinder, Grenadine's House. Best interview was won by Zeta Stevens.
Yeah, that was an impressive.
Yeah. The second runner-up was Felicia Hector, Miss Instacash. And the first runner-up was Miss Lisa Beach, Miss JCI. I am so, I didn't follow it, but I heard some comments and saw a few comments on Facebook. And I am so happy that Miss Zeta Stevens won for so many different reasons. I don't know if you could go into them.
No, I'll name one. You may wish to name one or two. We still have some
Miss
time.
Stevens doesn't have the body type of what we consider to be the traditional beauty show type person. And the departure from the norm gives me a great deal of pleasure. That is not always about physical looks. One particular physical look doesn't bear the standard for what is considered beauty. And it would appear as though she was a popular winner. There was no ball cry as we normally do about cheating and so on. So I want to wish her all the best.
Well, Pigeon, even as you raise the question of the body type, I don't know if you're thinking it, but certainly I'm thinking it's kind of, again, pour water on the cold water, that is, on the expression that was circulated on social media last week.
Somebody was derisively referred to as a fat lady.
As a fat lady, yeah. So as you said, it's not the question of the physical, it's the other qualities.
Fat ladies are shouting today.
Yeah, you're right. They are. They are shouting. And they're standing up to foolish thinking and foolish thought. So, Joel, you still there?
Yes, I am actually just trying to pull up the image of Zeta Stevens. Okay, but all right, good. Yeah, so I just have a few things to talk about, but I just want to begin not necessarily the most substantive issue that I wanted to raise, but at the same time, very important. And I begin by joining both of you in extending special commendations and congratulations to Mr. Renwick Rose for his well-deserved honor. He received the Friendship Medal, which was conferred by the President of Cuba through the ambassador resident in St. Vincent. And he has been at this toiling in the vineyard and spreading the message about Cuba and its development path and so forth for more than 46 years, more than 48 years, actually. And Renwick is someone whom that we could regard in St. Vincent as a giant of a man, but certainly the use of the term giant does not associate with his physical stature. Going along with the lines of this discussion.
Yes.
But he is someone who is very committed to his cause, the development of not just St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but the entire region. And he preached the gospel of freedom. And you remember freedom being the name of the paper, the newspaper. Preaching the gospel of justice as well, which took over, and then equal opportunity for all, especially the poor, the marginalized, and for all talented people of this land who just want the opportunity to be properly housed, clothed, fed, and most importantly, educated. I just wanted to make a slip in before you make any comments there that I recall being involved in a presentation involved in when Renwick came to Cavell campus in the late 70s, and he made a presentation. He was not known by the Cavell students, and I had the duty of trying to spread the message around persons to turn up to the arts lecture, theater, and so forth to listen to him. And he came to Cavell as an unknown, and he didn't, as in his typical style, he doesn't have the soaring rhetoric one would associate with like an Obama and so forth. But when he had finished his presentation and the questions were exchanged, I think that he left Cavell as one of our leaders, one whom we felt that we could entrust, give the mantle to take us along a particular development path in the region for the betterment of all its peoples. Congratulations and best wishes to Renwick.
Yeah, of course, we fully endorse that. Renwick has served this country and people not only in those areas but in areas of bananas. Renwick, as a politician, as a social activist, as a man who's concerned about living for people, people's living, even denying himself certain things. So yes, we fully endorse what you've said, Joel.
Perhaps he's not necessarily one to put up his hand and say, recognize me, honor me. Maybe there was maybe there was a culture with something with honoring person, but at the same time, that I'm glad that the government and people of Cuba have recognized him, and I trust that we, in our own way, not necessarily along the same line, but should recognize him as well for his contribution to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Also, Pete, John, and Cecil, that just also want to extend, to recognize and to extend best wishes to Shelley Clark and the newspaper for 35 years of service in print journalism. Back in 1989, I would consider it to be a bold move. I mean, something, that you're venturing into basically in the private sector, and in the private sector, really, there's not much room for print journalism to survive and thrive. I know we have had the Vincentian newspaper, which going back, I think maybe as based on what I see it on the masthead there, that maybe as much as 116 years is a long time. But then to come a second newspaper is it is certainly pioneering in a manner of speaking. And Shelley and his colleagues, I believe that they were a couple co-owners at the outset. They survived testing times, and I believe that they would have contributed to the wider dissemination of information to the nation, especially when you recognize in the first 3 years, up to until 1998, we had only had one radio station, which was NBC Radio, a former employer of Shelley himself. Then we had one television station or one station to view, and then we didn't have social media and so forth. And communication was, in fact, you could recall back in those days, we even depended on our Calypsonians to spread the gospel about social change and so forth. And 35 years and still alive and kicking. Best wishes to Shelley and his entire team at the newspaper, including persons like Dougie Knowles Joseph, who went back, I believe, almost from the beginning, if not the end, and so forth. I know like Colin Williams was involved, and Bernard Santo Joseph, and others, and so forth. And there are quite a few others, and I perhaps should stay at this point because I will miss out some key players, but certainly commendation to the newspaper and to Shelley Clark.
And the newspaper contributed to a significant shift in the way papers were produced in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Up to today, we still have to rush to the newsstands to get the news, because if you go a little bit too late, you'll find the others, but you will not find the news because they're already gone. And the news had this a move kind of flamboyant flair in which they presented the news, and I think that's still up to today.
Yeah, I think it adopted both a conventional and a tabloid style of reporting the news, a combination of the two. In a sense, the Nation newspaper of Barbados under Harold Hoyt had kind of gone that way to some degree, as opposed to the Advocate newspaper, which was there before, and so forth. And it's been a popular intervention in the world of news, and certainly there will be some persons who love his style and somehow presenting the news and dealing with certain topics. And there's some persons who don't, and that's the nature of the beast. That is the world in which we live, and so on. But certainly, he has had a role to play. I would also like to extend. You were mentioning about today, October the 6th, is we recognize the fact that in 1976 that we actually had, through the crash of the Air Cubana flight 455 off the west coast of Barbados. In fact, what I regard as a terrorist act in the Caribbean, where we wanted to have the Caribbean declared always as a zone of peace and that kind of thing. And basically that is what it was. And we had students on board and persons on board. I think it was traveling from Guyana to Trinidad, I think, then Barbados, Jamaica, and then on to Cuba. But it didn't make it beyond a few miles off the west coast of Barbados and so on. So that is October the 6th, 1976. And I just close on this thing for the time being. I also want to extend special birthday greetings. I know you mentioned with Elsie Frederick to our friend and colleague my friend of over 40 years, celebrating another milestone. And I refer to Mr. Lennox A. Bowman, a cultural icon in his own right and an authority on things financial, whether it's banking, credit unions, NIS, and more. His involvement in not just in terms of Carnival and Calypso and Nine Mornings, but also involved very active socially, Lions and other causes that abound and so on. And his role is been significant, if not phenomenal. And I wish him all the best today. And also that he may continue to live many more years. And I would like to say in closing that him to continue lighting up our lives. Christmas after Christmas, 9 mornings after 9 mornings.
And as you said of Tamara Rose, is that the person who God asks for?
Yes.
For honor it, but definitely.
Well, and that is the good thing about some of our bed sons, that we didn't do these things, didn't get involved because they wanted to be recognized and to be accolades to be heaped upon them, but it's just for love of culture, love of our society, and love of our fellow man.
Yeah, of course. All right, so that was.
I have a key thing. I see that there were guests to say, but I just need a couple of minutes for one more issue, if you don't mind. And I certainly look forward to participating in the discussion on the topic there. But I just wanted to say, last week, Sunday, we had with us our special guest, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Camilo Gonzalez, with us, and we discussed quite a few things, and we did conclude that we did not address all the things that we wanted to cover on matters impacting the public purse and develop the economic and social development of St. Vincent and Grenadines as a whole. And I do believe that Minister Gonzalez did make a commitment to return at some point in the not too distant future. But I just wanted to make a quick point. It's something that ran through my mind after the program. And I wrote some notes and I captured on the subject, projects and programs. And this is in relation to the acute hospital now starting construction at Annesville. And Minister Gonzalez did mention that the hospital, I think the physical structure, and I believe that he might have mentioned the equipment, but he did state a figure of $80 million. But he also added that a further $45 million was supposed to be spent on the healthcare system as a whole. He mentioned that a good bit of consultancy was going to be involved to make sure that everything is networked properly and and develop so that we can, as we build assets, that we can ensure that the primary object, the primary purpose of these assets would be fulfilled. And this would not take place without, let's make sure that we have the systems in place. And I thought that that was very commendable, even though that for me, I couldn't wrap my mind around the 45 million immediately, because I thought it was somewhat high, but having said so, I still not seized of all the information in terms of all the activities that involved in that spend. But the point that I wanted to make is not so much, I just wanted to say, yes, that is good, that when we put up structures, that we have to have programs with it. I'm just saying programs must run in tandem with projects. And my mind ran on a few projects that we have had in the past that were not accompanied by sufficient and relevant programs. And a couple of them that I just wanted to mention is the Kingston Reclamation Project, which I think started around 1969, 1970. And I think as a result, I remember in the post office, the general post office, that this big diagram was there for all to see of what the reclamation site would look like in years to come. And yeah, naturally, yes, we can change our minds and we can make alterations and so forth. But I believe that in the end, that some of the structures that we put up on the foreshore were more or less afterthought, or they did not marry what was originally planned. And recognize as we reclaim land, and it's flat land in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a scarce commodity, and we must make sure that we use all our flat land wisely, intelligently. And I believe that that was one of the issues with regard to, we didn't have a full development program to go with the Kingston Reclamation Project back in the 70s. The Kingston Vegetable Market, as well as conceptualized in the offices at the financial complex, along with, I believe, supported by an architect with Mustique interests and so on. I recall that project took a very long time to build, disrupted traffic, it disrupted commercial life and so forth. And to this day, I am not entirely sure, despite the significant spend, including the relocation of the Ironman and all of that, whether or not the Kingston Vegetable Market has fulfilled the kind of role that we wanted to fulfill, and whether or not it was married with our agricultural sector in a meaningful way. A third is the cruise ship terminal. Again, I believe that we might have, through the QAT fund, I think there might have been something like 56 or 57 million dollars was involved at the turn of the century, late in the 1990s. But we didn't take time out to say, okay, we are building a cruise ship terminal. It's going to have two berths, well, one main berth and a berth for smaller ships. That's what it is. But that the Kingston cruise ship terminal was not to be regarded as the destination, but rather as the gateway to the destination. But it was treated as if it was an end in and of itself. And we have this expression from time to time, build it and they will come, and so forth. But we didn't, so I say, as we spend $50-something million, I always said that, why don't we get another 10-15% and spend it on the development of the kind of attractions and assets that would really bring the people here. So yes, we needed the cruise ship berths, we really do. But moreover, we needed to do more. And eventually, yes, we spent money eventually with the Falls of Belen site and so on. We had problems there. And generally, so, and the other sites of attraction that we would sell to the persons visiting by cruise ship and so on, that we needed to do more at the time, so that when we invite the ships to come, that they come and say, yes, good, small, but good-looking port facility, but we're also pleased with the attractions that you have developed as well. And I'm speaking about it 25 years later, because I must say that I was actually involved in negotiating with Princess Cruises, the very first cruise ship to come to Kingston at that Kingston Cruise Terminal, which was the Ocean Princess and so forth. And the same thing I would like to see again with without necessarily, and some person may read this as being political, and sometimes this is not political, this is just being developmental. And I believe the same thing with as we speak to the Kingston port in development, and all being message, and certain things have been happening, and I know that with involvement of CDB and others, and the government and so the planning, Ministry of Economic Planning and so on, that they recognize that the port itself cannot be the be all and end all of that particular project, but you need to have the program with it, and you need to be able to see that we can actually have in outbound traffic, goods produced in St. Vincent can go out through that facility, and inbound goods increase because there'll be greater demand as we develop our tourism business and so forth, but also a gateway for intermediate goods, which will go through some degree of transformation, conversion, and so on, and then for local use and for re-export as well, and so on. So I'm just making that point to express my appreciation to of the comments made by Minister Gonsalves about the fact that we're not just putting up structures at Annisville, but we're virtually developing a program. And I trust that we can, that will be done in tandem. So when 32 months from now, or even if you say you're extended by another 6 months or so thereafter, but that we would be in a particular position to say that our healthcare system is really on par or better than most in the Eastern Caribbean. I have one other comment. Minister Gonsalves mentioned in passing primarily about the partial credit guarantee possibilities, and but I think I would return to that topic when we speak with our special guest Cecil, because I think it bears relevance. My comment bears relevance to the discussion on tourism.
All right. Well, thanks again so far for certainly the review of last week's program and the assurances given by Finance Minister Gonsalves. It was a good review you've done. Thanks. So we want to move on to the main event of our program for today, and I think the way to do it is to play our own Beckett.
St. Vincent, my homeland, you gave me no mansion, no gold, no diamond, yet I love you a million for the things that you have to offer. Is more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there within my reach. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you. Can look at the sunrise, can look at the sunset. Sweet Mother Nature, such beauty, such splendor. Can live my life without fear. Freedom to go anywhere. You got love, you got peace. From Lasso Fred to the Grenadines, I love you, St. Vince, me sweet little island, St. Vince. I love you, St. Vince, home of the blessed St. Vince. St. Vince, oh, St. Vince, oh, I love you.
So, we're going to be talking about sharing the splendor and the beauty of St. Vincent with persons who come here. And we have in studio with us this morning a very special guest. She is the CEO of the Tourism Authority here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, recently appointed. Joel would know a bit about that. But before Joel comes in and says anything, I just want to introduce my friend and family, a lovely lady, Mrs. Annette Lane Marks. Annette, good morning and welcome to the program.
Morning, Cecil. How are you doing? How are you doing, Joella? You done? Pleasure to be here this morning. And thank you for playing that song by Beckett.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like, listening to a love song. And every time I hear it, I fall in love with St. Vincent and the Grenadines again. It's a beautiful song.
Yes, yes. Yes, I had to play it because we're in company of a beautiful lady. So I had to play it. And beautiful Vinci. Yeah. So you're all right.
Yeah.
You look very well, and it's good to have you in, especially this Independence Month.
Absolutely.
Last week, the Minister Gonzalez, Finance Minister Gonzalez, said that, and I think I heard it mentioned also by Tourism Minister, this is going to be a busy tourism season for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with new flights being added, and the work that the Tourism Authority has been doing. We can expect a busy year. In fact, I think Minister Gonzalez said the first arrival ship will be in this month.
Yes, later this month in
Myro.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm sure you folks there have been planning, and you've been looking at what the prospects will be for the country, but particularly for certain groups, I'm sure, taximen, hotel tour operators, and so on and so forth. So this is why we thought it was good to have you in to talk about some of those things. I don't know if you want to have any particular point that you want to start off on, or we're just going to the floor of things.
Well, just basically to say that, I hear you speaking about the tour operators, the taximen. At the Tourism Authority, we want to make sure that our tour operators and our taximen and our hotels and our restaurants and any sector of the tourism industry they're busy all year round, and that is our aim moving forward. And as such, we have worked out a program where we are trying as much as possible over the next year, from here on and over the next year, that we have a number of festivals and events taking place. And we want to reach out to our diaspora. We have JetBlue that will be commencing operations from
Wednesday.
Wednesday. And as a result of that, they have pretty low budget flights, and we're going to also be trying to work with the airlines also to do marketing and promotions. So look out for that during the year. We want to keep the seats filled,
Okay.
in and out. So yeah, we'll be working along that line this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you have JetBlue coming on the 9th.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then
we have now let me not mix this up. Sunrise
okay.
on the 28th of October, and Sunrise will be doing flights. I think it's Antigua, Dominica. Sorry, let me not say, because they actually have not sent out their schedule yet.
Okay.
They've said to us where they want to fly, but they have not actually given the schedulers yet.
Okay.
Winair will be on the 15th of November, and they will be doing direct flights to St. Martin. I think one day they go direct, another day on a Tuesday and a Saturdays, and another day there's a stop in St. Lucia. and it reversed on the
Okay.
other. Yeah, so at one there's a direct flight one way, and then there's a stop
Okay.
the other way. Yes, so
Mhm.
there will be on a Tuesday and a Saturdays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we have been told as well that American Airlines will be.
American Airlines will
Fine.
start Charlotte in December, early December, and one flight on a Saturday, and then on out of JFK we'll have one flight on a Saturday, and again the beginning of December. I just want to go back to that win here.
Yes.
Now, one of the great things is that, and I just want to point that out. If you get to St. Martin, it's another route of connection to Europe. It's another point of connection to the US, and those flights, and I've been looking at them, St. Martin to the US, they're quite affordable. They're quite affordable. For some reason, they seem to be, I guess it might be frequency, that the flight, the price point is lower. So it's a good form of connection, getting directly from here to St. Martin in no time. And then there will be ongoing flights, I understand, to the BVI, where we have a large diaspora. So it's a good connection. It's a good connecting flight. Yeah.
Things are looking up.
Absolutely.
Certainly. How are we preparing in terms of? Well, the minister mentioned last week that there's going to be an addition of 500 rooms.
Yes. Okay.
For hotel.
Yes.
Make a comment.
Okay. So there was a target, I think, to 2025 or 2026 to add 1,200 rooms, and we seem to be on target right now. Sandals has opened its doors. Then we have so that's 300 and something, 301. Then we have the Holiday Inn and Suites that will be opened in November, late November, I think the last week in November, I believe the 25th. And then we also have the Marriott, which will break ground hopefully very early next year. And that's another 200 and something rooms. So I'm losing count there now. That's 500 to 600, 700 rooms. And then Black Sand is also, Pace Development. They are also they are working. They are waiting, I think, on certain items, construction items that had to be sourced abroad. So I'm not sure exactly how many rooms they're going to end at. But we will find out soon. Then there's Royal Mill that will come on stream at some point in time. And also within the Grenadines, I do know that like Palm Island plans to add rooms, and we will be encouraging small boutique hotels on St. Vincent and the Grenadines to add rooms. 5 rooms. I mean, there's some of the hotels that have already started. So, Beachcombers is one. Hotel Alexandrina, another one, and we do expect to see
Paradise.
and Paradise. That's right. And I forgot to mention Myers. They also opened their doors last year. So we are on our way, and I want to believe that we could surpass that. Another thing is that we at the Tourism Authority will be looking at Airbnb. We have not captured them on our room stock. So, and there are quite a lot of Airbnbs out there that we would like to capture. We, of course, have to incentivize to get the Airbnbs, but those are rooms that are not counted. And we have, between St. Vincent and the Grenadines, quite a lot. Then there are some other guest houses that we would want to work with, hopefully to get them on also registered and certified by the Tourism Authority. So yeah, I think we're looking good.
At the beginning, you mentioned that you're looking particularly at encouraging festival kind of tourism.
Yes.
To what extent? Well, you could say what that entails, but to what extent is local culture in the sense of music and drama?
Yeah.
To what extent are you going to be focusing and giving prominence to those?
Okay,
elements?
so maybe I should start by saying we have a calendar of events already planned. So some of them would be done by the Tourism Authority, and others would be in collaboration with private sector and with the public sector. So in respect to culture in particular, and I'm going to zone in right there.
Yes.
In March, National Heroes Month, right? We will be looking at our Garifuna Festival, for instance, and we are going to collaborate very closely with them. We believe that there must be more than I think we need to do a lot more to bring awareness to the festival and to really make a greater impact where it is concerned. Whether or not we will achieve what we want this year, or whether it will be a matter of us just examining what happens next year and then putting it into place in 2026, we will see, because timing is sort of against us. But whatever it is happens, we will be collaborating with them. And we will be examining the festival. I don't think there is nowhere else in the side of in the Caribbean. Maybe, I don't know if it's Dominica, but definitely that has that kind of reenactment. So it's important that we, as Vincentians, as the Tourism Authority, it is important that we portray our culture. We put our culture on display, our heritage, our history on display. And I was actually having a conversation with the minister this weekend, and I actually suggested to him, if we, for instance, if you look at the fort, and I can't remember where this idea came from, or if you look at the fort, for instance, it shouldn't be a matter that tourists are just taken up to the fort. Why can't we have something where we're reenacting what happened at the fort? And people come and they enjoy this, their cocktails or their samplings of Garifuna food, So I think that those are the kind of things that we are looking to develop. I kind of went off a little, diverted a little bit there, but those are the kind of things that we're looking to develop. A lot of the next year would be planning, and a lot of implementation will take place in the following year. But back to the festivals, we have quite a lot of festivals on our calendar. Take, for example, the ITEL Fest. Right. I mean, for me, that was held recently. Yes. That's a diamond in the rough.
Yes.
So that is another. We did sponsor them this year, but we plan to work with them even further next year in promoting the festival. Now, and I say promoting and sponsoring. Part of the promoting and the marketing of it is also working with the airlines. So when we put to the airlines, hey, look at all these festivals that we have coming up in the year. We want to make sure in March we have people coming to St. Vincent, in April, in May, in August, in the lower months, in October, where just before we go into the high season, we want to make sure that we have visitors coming to St. Vincent, that we're reaching out to the diaspora, and we want to be able to work with them to have specials. We're going to be reaching out to the hotels for packages. And we've already started speaking with the Hotel and Tourism Association head in respect to a number of packages and working with the association. So we are, as much as possible, trying to ensure that we go beyond that on-off tourism season. And we will, as much as possible, try to implement what we can next year, given the short period of time, but full implementation will take place in 2026.
St. Vincent has become known as the place in the Caribbean, certainly, for being in the leading edge of research and development in medicinal marijuana.
Absolutely, yes.
To what extent do you think that kind of thing could be married, or is being married with tourism generally for St. Vincent?
So one of our focus next year is wellness tourism. So we do have, at the beginning of the year, we will be doing like an endurance or extreme endurance marathon.
Okay.
We do have a yoga retreat that we're working with, like Radon.
Okay.
We all did. I'm trying to remember off the back of my head. Yeah, and wellness, we're developing glamping, we're developing a number of, that could ecotourism, wellness tourism. But this year in particular, we are collaborating with the Medicinal Cannabis Authority. We are trying right now, we're putting together a promotion for the medicinal cannabis and for Rise Reggae in one package, and which we're reaching out to Jet.
Is that if it has to do with the festival that's or the conference? Sorry, that's coming up?
Yes. Right, we're reaching out to JetBlue to see what packages, what specials we may be able to get, and also Liat. We've already started speaking to them again on the Hotel and Tourism Association. But wellness tourism, very, very a niche area that is growing in tourism, and the medicinal cannabis. St. Vincent seems to be at the forefront, and we are, I would say, probably the trailblazers right now in respect to medicinal cannabis and the regulatory framework and how we are rolling out the program. So it's important to work with them. It's important to collaborate with them, and I personally would love to see a lot of the products in the hotels and us, using it at the spa. I use the CBD cream for arthritis. I want to say it too loud.
Well, but actually, it's something you should say loud because I know people afford you, but it's something you should say loud. A lot of people have this challenge of
I use the
arthritis.
CBD cream for arthritis.
Okay.
Little niggling pains, and oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually saying that.
But the question is, are you experiencing any difference?
Yes.
Is this working?
Oh yes. Yes, definitely. So I mean, we do need to ensure that we, as much as possible, have those synergies with the medicinal cannabis and with respect to wellness tourism. And as a matter of, because of that, we are working very closely with them on this.
You can book Joel and myself for the extreme. How you say it? Extreme something.
Endurance, the extreme.
Yeah,
the endurance marathon. Always sure.
He's going to go. He's going to go in front of me, and I'll be behind.
Right. How much CBD cream you all want?
We talk off about that.
Because you're going to need a lot of it after.
I know somebody who's listening overseas in Maryland, in fact, who would do well with the yoga,
right?
And perhaps the cream.
Yes.
Okay. So the cream is available.
Yeah. You can get. I know for what's the name of that brand? We are medicinal. Remember, CBD is not. It is not the psychotropic part of it. It is legal. It's decriminalized in many countries. So you can get that over the counter.
Okay.
It's any product with the THC, which is the psychotropic part of the which is not yet. There's still a lot of research to be done around it, and it's not decriminalized for. Well, you have to have a prescription from a doctor to use that, and it's not sold over the counter. You must have a prescription for it. Yeah.
And you're saying St. Vincent and the tourism department is poised well to take advantage of that.
Oh yes, we can work along very well. We have been working and speaking to the Medicinal Cannabis Authority, and we will continue to work with them. It's our product, I mean, we want to make sure it is our authority, and we have to be proud of what we have achieved so far, and I expect things to develop even further after this conference.
I want to allow Joel to come in, but before I do, I know an entertainer. His name is Christian Mark. Do you know him?
Unfortunately, yeah.
What's so unfortunate about that? He's one of the entertainers on. Even as you mentioned festival and so on. He's one of the entertainers on the rise in St. Vincent.
Yes.
but a person like him would fit in well in.
Yes, I actually was just kind of surprised the other day when I saw Terrell and he was showing me a video and there's Christian on the video. I'm like, oh, when did this happen? You know, but I think they were doing something at Coconut Grove and he was performing. So they took a clip of him at Coconut Grove performing.
Let me not keep you guys in the dark. I don't know if you guys know that. You know, Christian is Annette's son.
Yes.
And he's a very good singer, guitar player, and all of that.
Fortunately, he didn't get that
talent
talent
from
from
his
me. Yeah, no. He got that talent from the Joneses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Jones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's where he got that talent
It
from.
bypassed you. Yes.
You know, Joel, you know what I tell people?
He didn't bypass her. He came through her.
Well, it came through me, but I always tell people, can you imagine my looks and that talent? The world couldn't hold me. God knew exactly what he was doing.
Okay. Yes, Joel. So over to you.
I just have a comment, and then I'll just come back to you. But I want to talk about the new airlines coming again. Just something that I just want to tie it back with the days when we had strong competitive action between Liat and Caribbean Star and what had transpired in the end and what could like that number. Before I touch on that. I just want you mentioned glamping, and I would just like you to explain to the listeners what exactly is glamping.
Okay, so before I go to glamping, just allow me to just go off a little bit, right? Some of the projects we have for next year, or some of the sites, we're developing some new sites. We need to be a little bit more creative in what we offer our guests when they come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially the cruise ship passengers. So there are a number of sites targeted for development, new sites and improvement. So we have right now on the ground persons interested in setting up a glamping site at the Eco Park that will be opened in North Leeward. You know where, right at the end of the road. Right at the end of the road. Well, that's what I can say. In Richmond.
At Richmond.
Yes, that park. Yes. So it's going to be open. Yes,
next to the Richmond Vale Academy. Somewhere in that vicinity.
Yes, so it's going to be opened this year. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll have it opened. But we do have persons on the ground looking to set up glamping. Now, glamping for persons who don't know what glamping is about, it is glamorous camping. Exactly what I could do and what I will do in a tent that's air conditioned and has all the amenities. Now I will do that, right? So that's what glamping is all about. And it's really becoming it has become very popular. Like I tell people, one of the emergence that since post-COVID is the Gen Zs and the millenniums. Right, they are very much the tourists, the experiences that they are looking for are more to be immersed into the culture. They want to be. They don't want the typical big resort hotel. Right, they still have that group of people, but they want a little bit more.
The glamping type.
Yes, and they want to be, they want to experience the food, they want to experience the people. That sort of tourism is what they're looking for.
So they can leave the camp, quote unquote, and walk back to Chateau, Fitius, those areas, and mingle with people.
That's right. And then we have Darby Falls, and we are doing some developments at. We're doing some enhancement, I should say, at Darby Falls. We're going to be there's going to be some shops. That would be there. You don't want to over commercialize it, as the minister would say. He's leading on this, and also he has came up with this great idea, and I think we went down to see the site where we are going to install gazebos, two gazebos, or one gazebo that will allow for you to have a massage right by the falls. Right. And I thought I was, when we went there and I stood on the spot, I was like, I could totally see this.
Yeah.
I could totally see this. So
and that's the taste for they call it the Gen Zs and the
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
other-
Exactly. The millennials and
yeah,
the cruise ship passengers, you know, it's
yeah.
gonna be beautiful. It's
There's
gonna be
money to be
beautiful.
made. I think it's a good idea.
Yep,
Mm.
absolutely.
But I was going to ask you the choice of that venue for
Uh-huh.
that kind of activity.
Yeah.
Um, well, I don't know. Joel, was it your idea, the choice?
Well, Darkview Falls is very popular.
Not Darky Falls.
No, sorry.
I mean the other one.
For the
Richmond.
Richmond?
No. I think
The Richmond one.
Well, it's there, and we know that we have, you know, why let it just go there?
Yeah,
we have
well,
be derelict, you know.
I think
No,
it's
the minister's the one who
fantastic.
came up with the idea.
okay.
that has been since
And
the
make it-
Gerald Thompson.
Yes,
Oh,
Gerald.
yeah,
Yeah, that
Gerald,
is true,
Gerald,
actually.
Yeah, since
Yes.
that's going back
Yeah.
since in the early.
Why was it
2000s.
Yes.
implemented before now? I mean, it's so fantastic and it's so ideal
Yes,
for
absolutely.
for the purpose.
Yes. So we're gonna work along with the Ministry of Tourism to make sure that this happens.
Okay.
There are other sites that we are looking at. We're looking at even an underwater park at some point in time, and
Mhm.
this year we will speak with the consultant
Yes.
in developing that, and maybe implement it. Hopefully in 2026.
Mhm.
So you know, we really do have to step up our game as a destination. When I look at the figures in particular of stay-over visitors and cruise ship arrivals, we are still behind some of our neighboring islands, and behind by they're double our figures, you know. But
Although I noticed that there's been a growth.
there has been a growth,
Over the
absolutely,
recent
and
years.
we do believe, and we are very optimistic that this is going to continue, and we will be able to bridge that gap within the next maybe year or two. And you know, but there is a growth. As a matter of fact, our stay-over visitors are up by 30% this year already, over last year.
And yeah,
And
19% over
19
2019,
and
yeah.
2019, right? So there's a positive upward trajectory, and we look for with everything that we want to implement, we look forward to this actually growing, and pray there's no other barrel
Yeah.
out there or anything else. I think we've had our share, Lord. We've had our share. Please, you know, between COVID, volcano eruption, and hurricanes, we've done our share. Yeah,
Although those things help to build resilience.
they do indeed.
And,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, I agree. I could take a break for.
Yeah, we
from
could
there for
take a
now.
break for now. Yeah.
Yeah, Joel.
Just want to get clear. I know that you spoke earlier about the airlines, and I believe that listeners are excited to know that we can travel anywhere in the Caribbean now with relative ease compared to
Yes.
what was happening in the last 5 or 6 years and so
Yeah.
on, with the demise of Liat and so
Yes.
forth. But you recall that it's back in the days with Caribbean Star and Liat, and it was like a rush to the bottom. But you did mention some flight itineraries and schedule, which gives some degree of hope. And so, could you just repeat exactly how often is sunrise coming and what is the route?
Okay.
And
Sunrise has not given us their schedule
Wait.
as yet, so we're waiting on that. So hopefully we will get that this week, because they're due in on the 28th. We are meeting with them weekly, so I'm hoping that they will be able to share their schedule soon. But Winair will be flying twice a week, which will be on a Saturday and a Tuesday, direct to St. Martin with a stop in St. Lucia. It's on the one day come in and one day go in. Right. And then they are expecting to connect in flights to the BVI.
And Liat,
Yeah.
I mean,
Liat is going to be
started just 2 days ago,
Right.
3 days ago, I think.
Yes. Well, the inaugural flight
The 4th.
was on the 4th. That's
Yes.
correct. And
How did it go, and how often? What the flights
Right.
would be like?
so they will be flying 5 days a week. I can't tell you offhand, but it's 5 days a week. They'll be flying with connections to Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbuda. But the actual schedule flights start on the this Friday. It was
And-
just the inaugural flight this week.
And maybe these flights would be long ago. Liat used to have like 5 flights Yes. 6 flights leaving St. Vincent. So is it now going to be far more measured and so on?
Yes,
like one
simply
or two?
because the airline is has just started. I do believe that when we met with them, they did say they're going up to 6 aircrafts. So by the end of the next year, we will see more flights, more additional flights from Liat with more aircrafts. So
okay, and and what about our good friends at Inter-Caribbean?
Well, they still continue to service the island. I always believe, for me, more options definitely better for us. I think, and this is my opinion. Prior to us opening the international airport, we had Liat, we had Caribbean Star at one time. We had a few flights from Cal with the ATIA intermittently. But in those days, this is a different playing field now, in that we now have an international airport. We now have more hotels, and we need more flights, So it can't be, for me, it can't just be a monopoly by one or two airlines at this point in time. We do need the island service. We do need persons, and people don't really want to do connecting flights. They want direct flights here. As much as they can avoid it, they want a direct flight to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I'm happy. I think it's a great thing for us, and it's only going to get better from here.
One of the things I noticed, it seems as if though that there's a on a Wednesday and a Saturday, Wednesday between midday and say 3:00, 3:30. Like you seem to have a grouping of the same airlines coming into St. Vincent at the same time.
Yes.
Is there? I don't know who's involved in the negotiation, but if this is the best option, and what would we expect for like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Fridays, other than the Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays?
Okay, so first to begin with, American is supposed to go up, I think, to 6 flights a week. They're up to 4 now. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Friday, Saturday, not Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Wednesdays they're flying now, and they're supposed to increase their flights. All right, so that will give more options. Right
and
now,
this is through the Miami.
Yes,
route.
That's the Miami route. That's correct. Yes, we have Virgin doing Sunday and Wednesdays now. When you look at the way our travelers travel, you get out of Europe and the UK, you get the travelers staying maybe at the maximum 10 days. American travelers, they tend to be more like 5 to 7 days at the most, right? So North American, I should say. So if you look at, say, for instance, Air Canada, which I do believe that the schedule is going to change for the winter, you have Wednesday, you have Wednesday, and you have Sunday. So it gives you that option to either stay Wednesday to Wednesday, Sunday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Sunday, to get that little break, that getaway. So I think the way that and even Virgin, the way that they are scheduled right now allows for more options, rather than if you had a flight on a Saturday, leaving on a Monday, and another one on a Monday. It gives you more options. So and when you look at like places like Sandals, I think that their average stay is a week. Normally Wednesday to Wednesday or Sunday to Sunday. That's their average stay that they get. So it's working fine for now. We would like more flights, definitely more options, and we are, and like I've spoken with like Air Canada, and they have said to us, as they look at the loads, and they're willing to add more flights, but of course we'll have to show that we have the traffic for it.
I have one more question, and then I'll defer to the others. Sticking on the same subject of flights, Charlotte. Some of us do not know where Charlotte is. What does it mean to us? Why Charlotte? Why are we now going to have direct flights from Charlotte to St. Vincent to Charlotte?
Okay, so Charlotte is one of American main hubs, and Sandals actually has a lot of people coming out of Charlotte to their hotels. The surrounding cities, of course, the cities that we will want to target, because they are, Charlotte is in the central,
Yeah, just heading to
Midwest. So right now we
yeah.
have flights on the eastern seaboard, but we have no flights on in that, that's that geographical area of the US. So having Charlotte as a hub, we will be able to market and promote St. Vincent to the surrounding cities, and maybe even as far as the West Coast. And it is a start, and hopefully we will see more flights coming out of Charlotte. I think Antigua has gone up to. I was seeing Antigua; they're getting. I want to believe it's a flight 5 times a week or something. I saw them. Their flights have been increased by American to Antigua from Charlotte.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a start, and we gotta get our awareness and our footprint out there, the awareness of the destination out there, and we will be pushing the marketing in Charlotte right after JetBlue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pijan? Yeah.
This is probably way off, but there's this trend of travel vlogging, and there are quite a number of them becoming quite popular. Is that something that you look into?
Yes.
how?
So we have one of the ways forward for our next year and from now, because it's happening already, is that we want to use a lot of influencers and bloggers, and and it's all part of our digital marketing. While we're not saying that we are doing away with traditional marketing, because it does have its strengths, some magazines and stuff like that. We will still be doing that. If you erect a billboard in the middle of central London, I can't tell you how many people see that and what effect or anything, but when we do digital marketing, we can easily pick up the analytics. We see where we're making the greatest impact, and where it better informs the authority as to where and how we need to market. So yes, we are using bloggers. We will be using influencers. Right now we have Kadeen Ellis. We actually sponsored her coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and her husband Deval Ellis. They're here in St. Vincent, and some of their posts already over 1 million and something views that they have done, that they've tagged Tourism Authority on. 1 million and something views already, and they've been here since Wednesday, right? I mean, the very controversial, I will say it, the very controversial, or inverted commas, is post with Vibes Cartel. Believe it or not, we got a notification from Facebook telling us that that is the most views that our Facebook page has ever received since our Facebook page has been up. We got that over 200,000, that one post, and that was shared I think over 2 million times. Right, so it's, the name is getting out there, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Also we have what we have started doing in our partnerships with, when we, like, for instance, Rise Reggae, some of the, ground, I think, no, let me not say who. I'm not sure if it's out there as yet, right? But what we have started to do is that we want to get the artists who come in to endorse St. Vincent, have a little experience of St. Vincent and Grenadines and endorse St. Vincent. And this is one of the things that Jamaica actually did when they had big stars, or they use these people with the reach to endorse and promote Jamaica. So this is sort of along the lines that we want to go, and make sure that as much as possible we use these influencers, travel advisors, to promote St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, on the JetBlue flight, we do have 2 influencers on the flight that are coming.
The inaugural.
Yes, coming to St. Vincent. And one of them is, his name is Nicholas Devan. and he has, I think, over 2 million followers on TikTok. And his style though is actually Gen Zs. He appeals to the Gen Zs and the millennials. So he will be going on the streets, experiencing the market, doing that sort of cultural and historical, posting. And Book Sins, who does Book by Sins. She may not have a greater following, but why we are bringing her to St. Vincent is she does diving. So we want her to go to some of the dive spots for us and take footage and promote them. So you don't really get many of our influencers who are actual divers. So that's why we also reached out to her. So we are trying to make sure that whatever promotion or marketing we do, we have the greatest reach that we can get with our marketing. We're trying to be very methodical and strategic in how we do our marketing.
So you're in the game.
Yes.
And you're playing.
We are playing the game. Well, you gotta go with what is and influencers right now are being used all over.
Yes.
They are. If you're not working with influencers
And
in marketing, you really and truly.
They appear to be more authentic in the analysis and
Yes.
description of
Yes.
the venue.
Yes.
They say.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Sandals has now decided to host them. So they recognize themselves. How important influencers can be. Yeah.
As you mentioned about the Gen Zs and so on, now we just have to make sure that we have the kind of program and activities that will. So if the response of their audience is such that they want to come to St. Vincent,
that's correct.
Grenadines,
Yes.
then we have the activities.
Hence the reason why we're looking at our attractions, and it goes beyond attractions. Actually, it goes to our restaurants and what do we have to offer. Gastronomy tourism is something that we're looking at also for next year. So this is the reason why we are going to be working with the ITIL Fest again. And then we want to do our music festival in October. We want to twin that also with food. So you understand. These are the reasons why we are going along the line now, or why the projects that we're taking on next year are promoted to making sure that people experience our food, they experience not just the beach and the sand, and everybody has beach and sand, but we as a island nation have to distinguish ourselves. We have to promote our food, we have to promote our culture, our people. People are so warm, and we just have to make our history. We have an amazing history, so these are areas that we have to promote and also bring to our guests and our visitors.
I haven't heard you mention yet the 9 Mornings Festival.
Yes, 9 Mornings. We are also working with the 9 Mornings Committee. I have to reach out to because we have had meetings already and discussions. And I think after this week, we will focus our attention, because there's a lot going on this week for the Tourism Authority and for the country. So between JetBlue and the Sandals, the Sandals charity run, it's going to have us pretty, and also the cannabis conference. We're going. We're going at a pace right now. Yeah.
I know there are 2 other festivals which you have not yet mentioned. The Madongo Festival.
The Madongo Festival, absolutely, it's on our calendar. Yeah, breadfruit actually we want to do in October as part. As part of our Independence Month. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jared?
Yeah, I want to on the question of the accommodation and apartments. I saw in the newspaper last week there are about 3 ads, I think, notices put out by the planning authority about applications by different parties to put erect or expand on apartments and so on. And this is not the first time I'm saying it. You would have seen it.
Yes, I
And
have.
as you mentioned, that there are quite a few hundred
Yeah,
of apartments that not registered.
that's correct. Yes.
First of all, how important it is to have these apartments involved in the short stay and in the hospitality industry, how important it is to us. And then secondly, how do we get them to register? And also, how do you support them in terms of setting standards, meeting the standards, and so forth?
Okay. So the first part of the question you asked, just remind me that first part that you just asked about the new apartments.
But
Okay.
yeah, the numbers there and the
The numbers.
registration.
Okay. So numbers are important for us, especially when we go out as an authority to market the destination. And when we're speaking to the airlines, it's a chicken and egg situation, unfortunately, that we have to have the rooms, to attract the flights, and more flights to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we need to ensure that we increase those numbers and that our numbers continue to grow. Now, bearing in mind that on St. Vincent, we have, I think it is about 1,200 rooms registered under the authority, but there are plenty others, many more, right? So the department responsible for registering rooms, registering hotels, registering guest houses and stuff like that. We need to strengthen that department because they need to go out and they need to they need to do much more awareness as to register and to be certified by the authority. Now, generally, we are looking at, in the next year, our standards and our minimum standards. We're looking at, and in my mind, we do have persons certified under the authority. But in my mind, and this is in my mind, so please excuse it, I think that we also have to incentivize, and answering your question, Joel, incentivize persons who are registered with the authority, who are certified by the authority. So we will be looking at our system over the next year and how we incentivize in the accommodations that are certified by the authority. And one of the things that we will be doing is upgrading or revamping our, and this is just an example, our website. And we're going to have an more interactive website where you can actually book accommodation through the website. And part of it will be marketing and promoting these establishments that are certified with the authority. So we will be looking at that system next year. And again, to come into effect in 2026, more than likely. But we're looking at, that is an example. And I believe that we do need to incentivize, we need to make people want to be certified by the tourism authority. We must give them a reason, more than just,
What's their reservation right now?
Some think that we are collecting money for the tax man. I don't know what it is, right? That is some of the reasons. So one of the reasons that I've heard some people just figure, well, I could do it alone. Another thing that we want to do is work along with the airlines and, in promotion of in promoting these hotels. And we're going to sit down and bring in a consultant and to work with us to properly get us to map this out, to ensure that we not only just have persons registered or certified with us, but we are also at the Tourism Authority carrying out our part to ensure that, we have persons at a proper standard, a minimum standard, which we have to also look at, and that these persons are, there's a one hand can't clap kind of thing. You're with us, and we are promoting you also. So those are things we'll be looking at also next year, and we've already started discussing in-house. Yeah.
All right, we want to open
Did I
up
answer your question, by the way?
Yes, yes. I do believe that persons will respond,
Yes.
and I trust that they will respond soon.
Yes.
Well, we can come back to say more about that, but right now we want to open up for calls. People may wish to call and make suggestions and ask questions. The number 457-9997. That's the WhatsApp number as well as the regular line number. You can leave us a message or send us a message at the same number, 457-9997. That's the WhatsApp, where you can send a message. And in fact, I have a message here to read out. It's a question, really. We have some of the best sailors and sailing waters in the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
How is the Tourism Authority using the asset or these assets to have the following events: kayaking, mirror dinghy racing, rowing boat racing, triathlons, surfing at Shipping Bay? Yes. So, any thoughts on those things?
Yeah, we do have some of the best waters in the Caribbean. I mean, we do have a vibrant yachting sector. A little bit affected by barrel, but we do believe that we would not be completely. Barrel will not win, in other words.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So, in respect to surfing, I mean, we are open to surfing, doing surfing championships here. I mean, we are open to any proposals that come to us. We can't do it all at once, but we certainly do know that these events or activities are also attract tourists. And tourists, when they come to the islands, they want to do those things, So we also have a number of we do register or we do certify to those sort of activities at the Tourism Authority. So we do the training and we certify. So it's all part of our promotion. Once you're certified with the Tourism Authority, you're on our website, and we will promote. We are going to develop a new app, actually, where we will be promoting activities in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it will be our certified tour operators, our taxi drivers, our whatever tourist activities, or even water sports activities that are registered with us. So it's a good time to actually become certified by the Tourism Authority as we move forward.
Before we come in, Joel, I just want to remind our listeners again, the number to call is 457-9997. And that's the number. You can reach us via WhatsApp or the regular line, or you can send us a WhatsApp message at that number, 457-9997. Yes, Joel.
No, the Beckway Regatta, you would really like to comment on,
yes,
on that?
The Beckway Regatta.
In fact, before, let me give a follow-up question from our friend Lucille Cozy from Beckway. She's asking, I want to ask Annette of the Tourism Authority, the Tourism Authority is looking at the events/festivals which are unique to the Grenadines and considering them or adding them to the promotional calendar that the authority is planning for the whole country. And for example, the Beckway Music Festival in January/February, that has been happening for many years with the Mustique Music Festival, the Easter Regatta in Beckway, Easter Ball in Union Island, although Beryl, yes. So I just want to give it.
My short answer to that is yes, some of the festivals are already being considered.
And that includes
That's my short answer.
That includes the question that
the Beckway Regatta.
Yes, the Beckway Regatta. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's my short answer. I will elaborate at another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Lucille, there you go. We may have another question to ask. All right. So again, the number to call is 457-9997. And we have in studio Annette Lane Marks, and she is the CEO of the Tourism Authority here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and looking at plans and prospects for 2024-2025 tourism season in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
So
And things look bright, it seems like.
yeah.
We have a
Yes.
call. Pigeon, can you hold your
Oh, yeah,
we have a
yeah.
call? Let's see the call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon, Mr. Mark. Good afternoon, everybody. Pigeon, Mr. Providence. Mr. Mark, it is important for everybody who involved in tourism and the sporting organization, the sporting clubs, the Netball Association, the Music Association, the PAN Association, to help to develop festival, to collaborate with the tourism department, because remember, culture from the bottom come up, we understand, and it is important that when Ms. Botti was around, there are a professional fellow come from Cuba, and he discussed and developed a template. That's something was happening already, and the festival in the Grenadines was very important, and some of these things, like they had every month, like the Breadfruit Festival, you had Independent Month, you had Heroes Month. These things, festival could be built around. We're in that the indigenous movement in our country have to come up with serious indigenous program to help to collaborate with the government and the Ministry of Tourism, because what the problem you have, everybody can't rely upon government to come up with everything, because structure follow function, and the Calypso Association, the PAN Association, for instance, the CDC, all these things supposed to be bodies that government put in place, the AMP, the Drum Foundation, the pay to register them. There's a reason. And it's these actually failing the responsibility to help to develop grassroots compartment in the community to collaborate for the bigger movement, village festival. Look at what Rosa are doing, the group of Rosa drummers. They are really setting the pace in the term of village festival, because you don't expect the tourism department to be all over the places. You have to bring things to board. Not so, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right, so you give so that's it?
Yeah. How much things we talk? I want to talk football, but that's another time, right?
Not today,
All
not
right,
today.
but I wouldn't fight people. I say clap, I wouldn't point.
All right. Thanks for calling.
To the caller, I must say to him that part of our obligation as the tourism authority and our moving forward, we will be collaborating with a lot of stakeholders and public stakeholders. So we'll be collaborating with Parks and Beaches as part of our ministry, the national, the NCF, National Cultural Foundation. We will be collaborating with them. We'll be supporting them. So movements like Ulupam movement, the drummers from North Leeward, we will be giving them support. And these are discussions that we have already had in-house. We're going to be working along with we work very closely with the CDC, and you've seen our collaboration recently, as of this week, with the Beauty Shows Committee. So we're not just talking; we're actually doing. The action is there, so, and this is the generally how we will be moving forward. So I understand the caller's concern, and yes, and I agree with him. Our Heritage Month, we must be doing something. Our National Heroes Month, we must be doing something. There must be some festivals, some form of celebration, and where the Tourism Authority is working with the different groups and promoting these months to encourage either the diaspora or visitors to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Now, I'd just like to ask a few questions of the CEO of the Tourism Authority. And I'm doing that in my capacity as a taxi operator. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're
Yes,
hearing you
we are.
well. And I think we know who you are.
Okay,
So that's why I
yes.
didn't ask you again. Mr. Stay.
Yes, I have no problem in identifying myself.
No, well,
Fred Stay,
it's a requirement
taxi
on the program.
operator.
It's a requirement for this program anyway.
Okay.
But yes, Mr. Stay, I know your voice very well, Mr. Stay. So go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I'm just concerned about some of the tours, some of the places that I frequently get requests for visit and are presently closed. I'd just like to know the status of them. The volcano,
Yes.
Montreal Garden may not be officially closed, but then there's a problem getting there by road.
Yes.
Fort Charlotte, I know it's closed. There was a notice out recently saying that the Vermont Nature Trail is closed.
Mhm.
And the last time I passed at Belmont, it was not yet open.
Right.
What's the update on those
Okay, so
places of interest, please?
okay, yeah. So we actually have been working in the authority, and I believe it went out twice already, notifying interested persons and our stakeholders as to the readiness and the opening of these various sites. If you did not receive a copy, please kindly call me tomorrow, and I'll ensure that the Taxi Association gets a copy. You can call the office, or you can call me on 493-5242, and I will ensure that that information is shared with you as of tomorrow.
Yeah, but I called for myself, but I believe that there are other operators in the business.
Yes, so I would want
be-
everyone to get it. Everyone must.
So what was it? Yeah. So what's the final? What's the response to the question, please, about the sites and the availability?
Well, we are. In the document it has it. I can't give you the exact dates because it's not before me right now. I can tell you that we are waiting on an update in respect to the fort. We are trying to see whether or not well, it's more than just a fort; it's also the road. But works are happening. It has not started back at the fort as yet. We are waiting to find out what date they're going to start back works. And I really would prefer not to speak and give wrong information, but to actually refer to the document and ensure that you have that information in the document that I will send, ensure that every member of the Taxi Association has tomorrow, if it has not already been circulated to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, and you have a good day.
Good day.
And
Please
stay.
remember, call me tomorrow, 493-5242, and I will ensure that you get the document.
And you collaborate
Okay.
with the National
All right,
Park.
Steve.
We are
Thank
working
you.
with national parks, yes, to get all that information. I know a document went out. It went out twice already. And what we probably should do, and I will ask the team to do also, is to publish it in the newspaper and online too. Yes.
All right, just again a reminder, the number to call is 457-9997. You can call us there straight, or you can call us via WhatsApp, or you can send a message via WhatsApp as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, but P. John had a question earlier on.
No.
You okay? This has to do with AIA. Now, we mentioned all these flights and so forth, and I understand that more persons were engaged at AIA to work, given the need for ground handling and reservation and so forth, and handling at the desk and check-in
Yes.
and so forth. What would the situation be like, first of all, in terms of, say, on a Wednesday when they have all these flights together, in terms of handling this traffic? What are the constraints in terms of parking at the airport? You know, there's a trend now where persons opt not to park, but they make runs around the airport time and again. And so, but generally, it could create a serious bottleneck.
Yes.
And overall, even in the arrival area, how are you going to deal with the sandals passengers, those who, and so forth, especially if there is a collision of sorts in terms of the arrival times for two international flights.
Before you answer, you may wish to give a kind of general thing. But
I'm gonna give
but hold on, I wanted to say to Joel, I haven't discussed with him yet, but I'm in the process of trying to get Miss Joseph Graves to be on with us.
Yes,
She's likely to be on next week.
Okay.
So those questions,
she will be able to answer them a lot better for you. But yes, it's no secret that we need to expand certain areas of the airport. But you know, I do see the problem. When I worked in Antigua and Barbuda as the chief immigration officer, there were times, again, Saturday and Wednesdays for some reason or the other, and Sundays very busy. Days that seem to be very popular days, most popular and most busy days at the airport. And I remember being at the airport, and GC World is a lot bigger, the arrivals, than AIA. And I remember being at the airport and 7 international flights touched down around the same time. You know, we have over 500 passengers to process. Sometimes close to 700 passengers to process. Right?
So how did you do it? How was it done?
We had to get it done, and we had to get people moving and out of there as quickly as possible. You know, I mean, it comes down to the processing at the immigration, the processing at customs, and it is, you know, it is a matter that we have to work very closely together to get that traffic out. And I mean, there were times I was at the airport and we had people out the door onto the ramp outside.
Which airport are you talking about?
Yeah,
VC Board.
Yeah, because we had so many flights and passengers, you know, and you know, I would crack the whip a little bit because I want the immigration to process and get people out there as quickly as possible, you know. And generally speaking, we managed to not have people standing in you know, any excessive length of time given the circumstances. And this is the kind of thing that I think that the airport will have to ensure.
You mean
that
AIA?
Yeah, here will have to ensure that they have enough immigration officers covering when we have more than the flights so close back to back and can end up being at the same time, and even customs. So I think that is a airport operations kind of thing that they're gonna have to manage, and they're gonna have to really examine and make sure, you know, because we do have sandals there when you come outside also that have their passengers that they process, and they seem to do a pretty good job of getting them from sandals onto transport and out of the airport. So they seem to do that pretty quickly.
Even as early as this Wednesday coming in.
It's good, yes.
So you're going to have on Wednesday afternoon, you're going to have JetBlue, American.
Cal will be coming in, I think, before. And then we'll have some.
You mean in the morning?
They come in, I think, midday.
Midday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And JetBlue is, I think, one something. But they will be on the ground more than likely when American lands, because we have the ceremony also, the welcome ceremony. And then, of course, in between, you do have your inter-Caribbean flights that come in. And then you have
Virgin later.
And Virgin, but Virgin is late in the afternoon. Yes. So hopefully, well, by then everything would be finished.
And then when winter comes, then you'll have the Air Canada and so on coming on the same way.
But hopefully next week we'll have Miss Graves in studio. I hope. I was in touch with her, and we hadn't finalized, but I'm hoping that it will be finalized, and she will be.
Yes.
She will be here.
We work very closely together and are always in contact with each other. And, you know, she's a lovely person, very accommodating, very, you know,
we have a call. Let's take this one. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Yeah, greetings.
Greetings to you.
Greetings, my brethren. And greeting my sister. I'm Bongo Shaka. I love the way you articulate. You are very, very intelligent woman, and the proposal you propose there with a lot of things to develop our tourism industry. I hope it takes fusion, and you have the right people behind it, to implement and put forward all these ideas. One thing that I love, you're welcome. Two things that I take now from your discussion is the one with the food, we have some reenactment, because one time I was in a French place in Canada years ago, and they were doing something similar to that. So it make I reflect on that. You can have a short version, because we have a lot of professional people here in those arts, and so on, who could do it, It's like when you have a big story and you could just paraphrase it in 2 or 3 lines, and get the idea and what's happening, what took place. So it would be nice to reenact that Fort Charlotte scenery. So I pray that the government can get this bridge fixed and get the road fixed properly, very smooth and everything going up to there, and that we can always have it when the tourism industry open up again, and and another thing I take note of from your discussion, my dear, is that the camping park, like where you can go, cause it's an idea I have for a long time been pushing, but I haven't spoken it for a while. So when you talk about it, I got a little goosebump, I was getting goosebump whole time because I'm monitoring something there in St. Lucia that we have a karate tournament going on, and 3 representatives from St. Vincent, 2 of them in my basically personal students, so they got gold each of them, So I was getting and that's Harry De Silva, Mr. De Silva, who owned the mountaintop. What I just took on her training her for the last 3 weeks to brush up. He got encouraged by someone to take me on, and then Liam Bollers, which is Graham Bollard's son, and he gets in Lucia, he's all happy. So I'm very happy when I'm sitting here. Yeah, man, yeah. So I post my good best foot effort, So getting back, I had to really push in that one, Cecil, excuse me for that. So just goosebumps. I don't feel like doing nothing else. I just wish I had some champagne here or some wine, Cecil can drop in something when you're done later. Yeah. So the camp, right?
Yes.
So I had that idea pushing for a long time. I was saying, I was looking at on the north, like on the same Richmond area, why we don't have an area where people can camp, and then eventually people coming in, expatriates and so who come back home to live eventually after residing overseas for such a long time, they can bring in a little trailer camp, and we have areas, proper security. I spoke about it a while ago, about a few months, good lighting system, good security, cameras, everything, and where I can go with my family, Cecil and Joel and Pijan, that you can take your camp, close down home, walk with everything. You have the area set up where camp is there, the area to firesides and so on, You have washroom provided and so forth and so forth. And you have entertainment in the night. You can have people coming in, singers, whatever, culture things. Different nights, different shows, and local cooking. You have the people within the area where they live with our country that they're doing cooking. People can see Creole cooking, bush yam and well, I want to say something because sister and I don't eat something, but you
Well,
you have
I would add, hold on, Uncle Shaka, I would add crayfish and maniko.
Right.
And maniko.
I was thinking about it for mentioning mango say bungo shaka, but we're talking encouraging man. So I saying all these things and people can see, and then when they go forward, they can tell a friend will come. So the continuous program, but you have it set properly and managed properly. We have it here because where these camps can set up, you have rivers, you have the beaches, the sea, and waterfalls and so on within the river system. So I hope that come to fruition and that you make your full effort and get the right people behind it. Because I have 10 things. I just opened it, they took it out. I have for years a double tent for family, in case the private the children over the other side. And I have my days here, man, for years. I can't go no camping because there's no place I can go and spend a whole week and just close on home and So I'm glad that you push those ideas, and I hope, as I said, come to fruition,
Thank you.
So
All right.
thanks a lot.
All right, Bongo Shaggy.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Cecil, I'll just like to put in quickly. I will speak about the tree on the beach here out Blue Lagoon. Well, it's been cut up and removed, so I give thanks. I don't know who do it, but when I do pass, I see it's cutting bit by bit, and so on. So it got going good,
But
one night
Bongo
before
Shaka, you know that anything that passes through is your hand gets immediate action. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's why we are doing something and that, what I mean. Something.
not that one.
Yeah. Joel could get for one old agency a tap a champagne or wine, Joel, what talking about and call no name, so what I mean, and Pigeon go just sit into with we. So it's good, because this is one night I was coming, boy, the tide was high, the highest I see the tide. When I reached it, I pull up, and to climb on that side come from the from Coconut Cove area, the log was higher. And I wondering how can I make it at all. I was in my karate pants and jacket, everything, because it was kind of late, And then I double back. I said, boy, nah, I can't. And I said, let me go at this gate for the property there. And them brethren said he took up the key to lock the gate, but some spirit tell him, don't lock it as yet. And as a brethren of mine, he does security. I say, boy, see, because some spirit tell you, Bungo Shaka got past you this gate. I don't want to go out back on the long road. Because I couldn't walk in the sea and I couldn't climb over the log. It was too difficult, So
right.
give thanks a lot, Cecil. And my dear, you take care of yourself. You're very intelligent woman. I don't know you personally, and I love how the way you talk and everything, so calm and positive, right? That's very good. And humbleness is the greatest thing in life, to be humble. Everything adds to you. I think that's why you're so intelligent. You are humble. The Almighty add everything to you and give you your blessing. So bless up to everyone and enjoy your rest of the day. Thanks a lot, Cecil, for accommodating me as usual.
Yeah,
all the best to the rest. Right, give thanks. Yeah.
Just wanted to add, Cecil, apart from the glamping site in North Leeward, there is a private investor that will be doing a number of, it has a site already on further south on the Leeward coast that will be doing, I think he is doing a glamping site there. And it has been in the books for a while, and they are, the site has already been purchased, and they will be hopefully doing a site there for next year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, right. So that is already on the way.
That's a
private investor also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they have been in contact with me, and they have been speaking to me about it, and we'll be working with them in respect to incentives.
Okay. A message, WhatsApp message. I'm not sure what our good friend Kojo, I'm not sure what he's asking. I read it anyway. Hi, good day to all, and I want to know what I need to do to register a new kind of business. I know it is not in Vinci right now. Oh, that's what you mean. He wants to know what he needs to do to register a new kind of business.
Okay.
But if it's
tourism
related.
Yeah, once it's tourism related, he just comes to the office and we will we look at the business, and it really depends on what it is, but whatever it is, we will try to work with him.
He's overseas, eh?
He's overseas.
He resides in California.
All right.
But he knows how to get around.
Yes. Just have to contact the office and we'll work with him.
For businesses that are not registered, what are the advantages of doing so?
You receive training, that's one, from the Tourism Authority. We train your staff. And then of course you would be, we would have you as one of our listed certified business on our website, and there are other incentives that we are looking at but I prefer not to speak about it right about now because we're looking at the entire system and how we're going to certify and how we're going to promote further our businesses.
And visitors, how do they get to know which businesses are registered that they could feel comfortable using?
Yeah, so we do have an app at the moment, and that mentioned all that has our certified businesses. If you go to the actual hotel or the the taxi driver, they also have a sticker
Okay.
on the vehicles. And you would see that the tourism sign at the businesses as being a certified business of the Tourism Authority, which means that they have met certain minimum standards to be certified by the Tourism Authority. And we have a list of them at the office and also on our website.
All right, we just want to remind our listeners that the number to call is 457-9997. And you can call us and send us a message if you like via WhatsApp on the same number, or you can call straight 457-9997. All right. In the meantime,
I should say, in respect to our certified businesses, tourism-related businesses, that we want to start working we want to start working with them continuously throughout the year. In not that we certify you and then just the following year we certify you again. We want to continuously be monitoring. One of the things that I should talk about in the upcoming year is that at the Tourism Authority we will be setting up a visitor experience unit, and this visitor experience unit, Joel, is to monitor. Their job will be to monitor our visitors coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that will be on the phone, and we will get in real time their experiences while they're here, from the moment they touch down to the moment they leave. It will inform us as to where we need to focus to improve, and it will also inform us as to what we're doing good, right? So this app will be developed and will be implemented next year. Within the department within the authority itself, we will be merging our marketing department and our research and information department. So they will be working and collaborating very closely together. As much as we can, we will be working to get statistics and information from our visitors in as much as possible real time, so that we can be proactive rather than reactive in the way that we market and we cater to our visitors, and even our local visitors in St. Vincent, our local population that are visiting our sites, our restaurants, etc., our hotels. We can get that feedback in real time.
And it's a common knowledge that the AIA itself has been a game changer.
Yes.
For the tourism industry and to the economy as a whole. And we were talking earlier on that we are in the game now.
We're in the game.
We're in
definitely.
the game, right?
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things that I just wanted to raise as to who's in the game, who's playing, and how we're going to rise and be champions at what we do. For the first time now, we can speak boldly about the MICE segment of the industry.
Absolutely.
So you can speak about that, but before you speak about that, just want to raise the issue as well as we need hotels adding rooms and room stock and so forth.
Absolutely.
And I think you had mentioned something more about that earlier on. But and we had a discussion last week with Minister of Finance about the possibilities, maybe whether or not through the partial credit guarantee of something, maybe, or whether or not our financial institutions can reach out to the So some of the hotels have an interest in expanding, that they can actually get concessionary loans to help them expand their room stock.
Yes.
So over to you, what does it mean to, and what does, for the first time, what does the MICE segment of the business mean to you?
I'm gonna make a plug here right now for the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee, and this is a guarantee scheme that has been set up since 2018. Unfortunately, we're not seeing the uptake in the loans and the products that are available. And what it allows for, it's the OECS governments have come together and they have set up a guarantee. A guarantee for persons, small businesses and businesses alike, and other and medium-sized businesses to be able to get loans that are guaranteed where they would not otherwise fulfill that guarantee. Right. So even one of the products that has just been rolled out or about to be rolled out, and which could be very helpful to persons building back after the hurricane, is the automatic approval. There's a product which is an automatic approval of up to 50,000, where you really and truly, it is what it says it is. It's an automatic approval. So you just need to approach your bank. So that is about to be rolled out, or it has been rolled out already. And I think it's something that persons could take advantage of in the industry to assist them with being able to get themselves back on their feet and ready for the upcoming season or beyond, right? And there are other products that are available. So there's 100,000. I think it's up to 300,000. And I think the corporation is actually looking at increasing that limit to increasing it to 750, but that is still being discussed, right? In respect to, you said it was rooms, right? It was...
Well, touching the room stock and some hotels. In fact, I spoke at a hotel yesterday.
Yeah.
But if you can just zero in now on what does the MICE business...
Right, the MICE business. So, again, in an effort to... And MICE is a growing sector in the industry, in the tourism industry. So we were very encouraged this year by the fact that we hosted the cricket T20, the ICC T20. We hosted the Rotary Conference, and we also hosted CELAC. Those are three big events that were hosted, well coordinated, in St. Vincent on mainland. And we believe that this is a sector that we could tap into, and that we highly be promoting for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. And we already had 3 of them here that were successful. I think last year they had, there was another big event that we hosted last year. I know that we're going to have the agriculture is supposed to be having something this month, an event this month. So, and Sandals themselves, there's going to be a group of very top executives that will be coming in. I think about 100 of them in November. And that is the incentive part of MICE. You know, after they perform, they bring them to islands. And people, you know, we have the hotel rooms. We need more, because of course the bigger the more hotel rooms that we have, the bigger the events that we can host, the more frequent we can host them. And we look forward to getting the cultural center, a cultural center or convention center that's big enough that will hold everyone. But for the moment, you know, we have to make do with what we have, and we do have some fairly big. We have some big, what do you call them, spaces that we can use, like the Kingston Baptist Church, for instance. The conference for Rotary was actually held at the Kingston Baptist Church, and we held, I think it was about 250 people, theater style, at that. And so there are other places. So what we are going to do, we are going to be promoting MICE St. Vincent as a destination for MICE. So we will be putting together the promotional material. I am also thinking that we're looking at the marketing for it now. And so we'll be promoted online. We will be going to different shows that they will be having and promoting St. Vincent. So we want to see every month something happening here. And that is what we're looking for, to ensure that we don't have that typical on-off tourism season. Everybody shut down, they go on their way, whatever, and nothing is really happening, because we do need to keep those airlines flying to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and, keep the passengers and the seats filled.
Mm-hmm. All right. The number to call again is 457-9997. WhatsApp, and you can send us a message on that WhatsApp number, or you can call straight 457-9997. Of course, we have a call now coming in.
Those airlines flying.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay, and you?
I am doing great. Mr. Ryan, you might not remember me, but
I do
we were
remember
married
you.
into the same. Okay, well, I wouldn't say anymore.
Yeah, I do remember you very well. Don't worry.
I wouldn't say anymore. Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to highlight something that you might not be aware of. I left St. Vincent about 46 years ago. And whenever I go back as a tourist. And except for 3 places, I do not get a welcome. I take Black folks to St. Vincent, and we are shunned. I've been to areas where the staff would come up to me and say, "Sir, this is for tourists, And I'm a tourist. And you folks might not be aware of this. Cecil, did you ever visit Bermuda?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. Yeah, more than a couple of times.
Right. And as you know, the only color we see here when it comes to tourism is the color of the money in your pocket.
Yes.
And something that a lot of people are not aware of. Black tourists spend a lot more. I mean, a lot more
That's true.
than the white tourists.
Yes,
Definitely.
that is true.
So if you could work on that in St. Vincent, that would be good, because whenever I come there, I get a welcome at the Newman Rose Hotel, the Cobblestone in Hamilton, in Kingston, and there's one in Villa. I think it's run by a black couple. The lady is Vincentian, and the guy, I think he's from Grenada. Outside of that, everywhere else I go, I mean, they tell me this is for tourists, you can't afford it. And believe it or not, the reception.
Can I ask you, Joshua, when was the last time you had that experience or that encounter? Can you?
Well, my last 2 visits, when was it? Last year and the year before was great. I'm not too sure if this restaurant still in existence, the Cafe Soleil.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Right. Well, I'll tell you something that is funny. I went to a restaurant because when I'm hungry, I'm very selective in what I eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing in line, and then this lady comes up, pushes ahead of me, and in a very calm manner, I said, "Listen, I was first." The waitress said, "She's a big customer." So I was so thirsty. I love Marby. I love the way the Vincentians make
But
Marby.
hold on, Cafe Soleil. That's
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, listen, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I have my own mug. So I asked, could I have this filled with Marby? We can't do that, you have to get it in the cup. So I was so annoyed, I left and I saw Cafe Soleil. When I was about to go in, my Vincentian friend said, "Me not go in there, that place they belong to Ralph." I said, "I don't care who it belongs to, I am thirsty." So as soon as I walked in, this lady with a British accent, said, welcome. What would you like? I said, I'm really thirsty. I'd like to have some Marby, but I'd have it in this mug. She handed the mug to one of the attendants and said, "Listen, whatever it takes to fill it up for the gentleman." And every time I go into Kingston, I would either eat at the Cobblestone or the Cafe Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I don't know if you guys understand where I'm coming from, but we as blacks do not get
we do
a hearty welcome.
Yes. Yeah.
But you see, Vinci is supposed to be the most welcoming the you know,
Yeah.
the loveliest place on earth. But
Not so, not to us.
well, that would have been a you know, strange
Yeah.
exception.
It's good to hear this though. I mean that this could be happening. And that is one of the reasons and it's not just for visitors, we want to hear the experiences of persons that go to different tourism restaurants, hotels, etc. I mean, the only way we could improve is by knowing what is happening. We do some training, but hearing actual issues and problems will help us also as the
Now,
tourism authority.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call a name, and this guy could sue me
No,
if he
no, no,
wants.
no, 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 no,
Listen,
no, not on this
no.
program.
It's a good.
No.
It's positive. No, listen to me, man. Don't
No,
be too quick to
I know,
judge me.
but I have to also protect. Hear me. I also when you're talking suing, I got to protect us on the program, and I got to protect. Hear me, and I got to protect the station. So we're not dealing with this. Yeah.
Let me take that back. It is in a good way.
A good way.
In a good way.
It's a good way. All right.
Yes.
Well, positive vibes all the time. We deal with positive vibes. So go ahead.
I brought a lady to St. Vincent who, she wanted to adopt 2 Vincentian kids. And I had never met Ronnie Marks, but I've been in touch with him for quite a while. He claimed that he knew me. He wasn't there. So when we went in there, she was all excited.
No,
she
he would know you from Richland Park. He would know you from Richland Park.
Yes. She wants breadfruit and she wants all these things. So I told Ronnie there was a taxi waiting for us outside to take us to Arnottsville to pick up a rental. So he sent someone down to pay the taxi driver. Ronnie not only took us to some place in Arnottsville, he called ahead and he made arrangements with this woman to get roast breadfruit and all that kind of stuff. And Ronnie would not accept a dime from us. She left St. Vincent with a good thing in her mouth or on her heart for St. Vincent. But the unfortunate thing is, I couldn't find Ronnie's place, although now it's the easiest place to find. There were some guys right outside selling crabs. I asked for Ronnie Mark's place. The guy said, "What you want to talk to he for?" I mean, I'm talking real thing. Mm-hmm. But I do love St. Vincent and guys like Ronnie Marks. I wish I could remember the name of the hotel in Villa. Oh man, I can't remember the name at all. But my wife had never seen cocoa, like a cocoa pod. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned it to the gentleman. The morning I got it for breakfast, in the dining room was just big cocoa pod, ripe. Yeah. So I do have several experiences.
So exceptional.
So you dealt with the cocoa seeds one time.
Yes. I mean, she got to suck the the white stuff off the beans and everything.
Asking about, yes.
Yeah. So I've had pleasant experiences, but I still do have not Vincentians, Burmese visiting St. Vincent and coming back with a bad taste in their mouth because of the reception they get, simply because they're not light skinned. Yeah.
Oh, all right. That's a project to be worked on.
Yes.
Trust me, we spend a lot more than the light-skinned people.
We know.
So, yes. Mr. Ryan, it's nice seeing you.
Same here.
I'll try to hit you up next time I come.
Yes, do that, please.
Take care of the best.
All right,
man. Yep.
Do you too. All right, then. Thanks for calling.
I just want to make a small point. We in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, part of our growth in the tourism sector is also our service.
Yeah.
Looking at our service all around. And I think that without going to too very much, and this is just me talking. I'm not talking on behalf of the Tourism Authority.
Can I ask you to hold that call?
Sure.
And I will come back to you. There's a call online. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hold a minute. Let me turn down the radio. Hold a minute.
You should. Hello. She's gone.
Okay.
Next time you need to. Hello.
Yes,
Just a little advice. Next time you got to turn your radio down before you come on.
before
All
I
right.
call.
Yes.
Well, I've been calling so much times and wasn't getting through.
But you're on now
So,
anyway. You're on now.
Thank God.
All right. So
Anyway,
tell us who you're speaking
it's the
with.
first time I'm calling to this radio station.
Well, that's good.
Long time.
Welcome. But
Anyway.
tell us who we're speaking with though.
No, I am not disclosing my name. Sorry. Sorry. But I'm a regular listener anyway.
All right, go ahead.
However, I want to focus this information here directly to the CEO of the tourism. Is that what it
Yes,
is?
the tourism
Mark?
authority. Yes.
That's
Go ahead.
correct, yes.
Okay, yes. Now, I am concerned about the turtle sanctuary in Beckway. You know, the proprietor for that has died.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
He was buried last Sunday.
Yes.
I am wondering what will be the outcome of that place, because it was a very very incentive to the tourism authority.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So I am asking the tourism authority to check into that place, and I know it got some damage from the hurricane.
Right.
And see if it can be revived.
Sure.
Because I don't know, I think as the father died, there isn't much attraction from the people that, concerned.
Yes.
And I think the tourism authority need to check into that place and see what's happening with it.
Surely.
All right.
Because I think it was a real good incentive for the tourism authority.
Yes.
Or the tourism trade.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We will look into it.
So we need to do something to bring it back into circulation. And two, they need to put proper arrangements up there where if you go as a visitor, you could get something nice to eat and things like that. Make a nice restaurant and things like that. So it can be improved.
Sure. Yes, we will look into it definitely. It has
Yes,
come up
you
in
need to do
discussions
that
already.
because
Yes.
it was a very incentive program for the tourist industry.
Sure. It has already been it already came up in discussions, and we will be looking into it.
Well,
all right.
I'm glad.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your suggestion.
Okay.
I just wanted to find out if anybody really noticed what's going on with that.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you
for your
very much.
suggestion. Have a good day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Good idea. So, sorry, I cut the. Oh, there's another call. I'm sorry. I have to take the call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Cecil, and to your guests.
Yes.
The CEO of the Tourism Authority.
Yes.
John, a former teacher, Lambda, Providence. My name is Marlon.
We know him here. We know him here as Joel Providence.
Well, I said Bamba.
I know. I heard you. I heard you. So I'm saying to you, we know him as Joel.
And he knows that I have written about him before as a giant who I've met along the way.
Okay.
Because he gave me a job when I was struggling to continue UE.
So that's why you refer to him as a giant, because he gave you a job.
Well, as one of when he was charitable in a desert. You can hardly find charity.
Oh,
yeah, man. And he gave me some tips and so on too. As he took me on his wing, so to speak.
But before you go on to your main point, before you go on to the main, I have to ask you, the people in West St. George Secondary School, are they happy with your contribution?
No, they haven't contacted me. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine they haven't contacted me as yet?
You mean they don't?
And also, but soon after the hurricane, 2 weeks, district stays contacted me and so on, and we said that we would, and they accepted. There was a release that we would contribute $100,000 in material and labor in the supply and installation of vinyl planks. And they accepted it and so on, and there was a release. And no one has reached out to us as yet from housing, because I think housing is dealing with that part of it. So say, okay, we have this house, that house, when could we schedule you? And so on and so forth. No one has done that as yet.
I got to call
okay?
Minister.
I
got to call Minister Brewster tomorrow, man. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I am going to call Minister Brewster, and I'm going to call the principal of the West St. George Secondary School.
Well, the Prime Minister is the Minister of NEMO, no?
Yeah, but
I think he's like the aware of it also. Right?
Yeah, but the Minister of Housing, more directly, he has to do with the construction and so on. But yes, I'll follow. Either way, I'll follow.
So, okay.
But sorry to cut into your main presentation. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. So, I heard the caller before the last, and while each person's experiences have to be considered, I would like to put it out there again. I've done so previously, that I've had, after having not returned to St. Vincent almost 20 years, I returned maybe 16, 17 times in the past 2 years. And I've eaten all over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Well, Bottom Tongue, at Bullies, at Chill Spot, at Mangoes, at Mints, at so many places. And I've always had, in terms of customer service, a wonderful experience. I think I said so on this same program. I've had a wonderful experience. As a matter of fact, I have posted that on my Facebook page about how wonderful the experience was, from even renting the car from Curtis Lewis, who owns Avis rental agencies. How wonderful the experience was. And I was chastised by several persons, but I was happy to see just a couple of weeks back somebody else went to Catholic school together. She went to St. Vincent, she lives in Canada, and she wrote of a similar experience in terms of customer service. So I don't know where. I stayed at Sunset Shows, at Beach Comas, different places. And my experience, was beautiful. And I wanted to say that, and I want to encourage restaurateurs, hoteliers, and so on, people in the industry to, improve, because there's always room for improvement, and for do and that sort of thing. And hoping that the government, the CEO, and all those who are responsible for helping to create the kinds of conditions so that all of us citizens could prosper from tourism and so. Yes. Now, I was going to comment on how distraught I was several weeks ago when I saw Vibes Cartel and Marlon Samuels promoting St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but I won't bother to say how distraught I was. I won't bother to say that these sort of people should not be on the the page of the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because it's our page. Tourism is our business. That's something that we like to say. It's all of your business, and because it's a major economic earner, we rely on tourism to create jobs and so forth. We look for it in the future. We have to grow the economy. We have to really protect it, and so on. I was going to see all those things, and how disappointed I was that the CEO who allowed it, but I won't bother to say that. Okay. However, I would wish her the best, the CEO, the authority the best, and so on, because we have a lot to look forward to. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we still virgin, so to speak, in that area, And I see wonderful opportunities down the road. With all the flights, opportunities for some of us here to start tour agencies, whether we're in the US or Canada or in the UK. We can get together, we can buy 50, 60 tickets. We could work with a hotel or two. We could work with tour operators, taxi drivers in St. Vincent, and we can sell packages to our friends and families and just regular Canadians or Americans and so on and so forth. So there are tremendous opportunities for us, and I want to encourage you, Adam CEO, and your personnel and everybody else to try your best to do a very good job, because literally we really are relying on this industry to bring in a lot of needed revenue to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So that's my contribution.
All right, Marlon,
Okay.
thanks a lot. And I'll give a reminder to those folks
right,
here. Thanks for calling. You too.
Have a good one.
You too. We kind of rounding up about now. There are a couple reactions I have to share with our listeners. Somebody saying, bigging up the hard-working staff at SVG Tourism Authority. Somebody's
Yes, I was going to actually ask Annette before closing whether or not she wants to comment on the team at SVGTA, and I know that there's some changes in structures and personnel and so on, but many persons out there do not know exactly how it is structured and where persons are, in overseas and at home and so on. But I don't know if time allows.
If when you're rounding up, but not yet. Let me just read these comments first,
Okay.
and then we'll ask you to round up quickly. Somebody sent a message earlier to share an experience which he had leaving St. Vincent for the US, something to do with AC. But I didn't ask you the question because I think the more appropriate person would be Miss Graves if she comes on next week.
Yes.
So that's why I'm holding it back. But the person is accusing me of not presenting her question to you, and she knows who I am because I talked about an experience I'd had with Flo.
Right.
So I just want to assure her that it's not that I'm ignoring your question, and it's just that I think it would be more appropriate for to pose that question to Ms. Graves if she comes in next week.
Okay.
So that's basically what it is. And there's one more from a comment I think that our good friend Lucille is making. Not everyone in Becker agrees that the turtle sanctuary should be rebuilt. Consultation needs to happen first. Okay, sorry that. Yes. Yeah. All right, Lucille, I hear you. So
Noted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But the person just respond to say the person who posed the question about her encounter at the airport. She said, "Well, thank you. I understand." Noted. Okay. All right.
Yes.
So Annette, great to have had you. And now all right. Let's just take one more from Kocho. Kocho, greetings. Greetings, Kocho. Yes. We're kind of running out of time.
I have to call. I know that. I know you're running out of time, but I had to call him because my good friend from Bermuda. I've traveled to St. Vincent so many times. I've been to places that I didn't think I would have ever gone to when I was in St. Vincent, and I never had a bad vibes telling me that I can't come there. I've been to places where I don't know. I can't doubt his experience, but from my experience coming to St. Vincent, I have never been to any place that tell me that I cannot be there because I'm not a tourist. I mean, I have never had that experience. And I because there's a lot of people listening to the program, and I didn't want that just to go over. Like, I want people to know that St. Vincent, the tourism, the people of St. Vincent's beautiful people, they love people, Yes, you might find one and two bad things, just like anywhere you go, you'll find a person who, is offbeat. But I don't want to put it out there that, only two places in St. Vincent you and get proper treatment. I know.
All right, Kojo, thanks for coming in. I just want to say that earlier on, Marx made mention of some controversial association. I just want to say that even that person thinks that St. Vincent is great, greater than Jamaica anyway. A great place to live. All right, thanks for calling.
All right.
Good. Thanks.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right, so yes, Annette, yes.
Yeah. Also, I will make no comment on the
Yes,
cartel
yes,
because
I
we
agree.
can't please everybody, but things are in
So-
the marketing it's changing. It's changing, right?
So if you could give us a roundup.
Right. So
yeah.
I just wanted to say quickly, service in respect to service, as we grow, our service product has to go. We have warm, lovely people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are good. They're the good, the bad, the ugly, and Tourism Authority wants to hear about it. There's always room for improvement. And there will always be as we grow our product. I also want to say, as our tourism product grows and we market it, it's going to open up opportunities for businesses, to opening their small businesses. So we look forward to that too. Everyone will benefit. It's our business. It's everyone's business. In respect to the Tourism Authority, it's the Tourism Authority itself. We have about 38 persons around there. We do have offices in New York, London, and in Canada. They are offices that are responsible for promoting St. Vincent and the Grenadines, marketing St. Vincent, the destination. And we at the and I really want to say to everyone, the entire team at the Tourism Authority, thank you for their support. And we are working together. We are building a team. We are building that team to ensure that the mandate is carried out and that the proper marketing and that we ensure, and as the Prime Minister said to me on Friday, that those seats are filled and we get those visitors to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that our product grows, our product is improved. So we are building that team by strengthening the marketing department, strengthening the research and development, introducing the visitor experience unit. So there's a lot happening at the authority right now, and there's going to be some degree of restructuring the authority also. But generally speaking, we have a great team. We have, generally speaking, have a team that willing to they understand the vision. So while we move forward, I want to say thank you to the team, and I look forward to their continued support.
Mm-hmm. I have to read this one of my friend whose name I mentioned a while ago, Anne. She sent a note to say, I too love my homeland, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I make it my mission to come home every year.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We love that.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we have had a good discussion today, and we thank you, Annette, for being part of our conversation today. And we
Pleasure.
expect that you'd come again sometime
Absolutely.
soon to share with us some of the developments that you're experiencing and that we anticipate will come. And we started our program with this lovely song.
I would love us to end it. I was going to request it. Yes.
Just one quick one.
You want to end with that now?
No, yeah, I think there's a closing comment.
Okay,
You want to
all
play
right,
a song?
all right. No, I was going to play a bit, but go ahead, after you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just we Vinci Jewels, we had touched on that. Vinci Heat is playing against El Salvador coming up in a couple of days. There's just in sports.
Yes.
The finals of the CPL is tonight, this evening. St. Lucia Kings against the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and the West Indies team for Sri Lanka has been announced. Just wanted to say that.
Ooh.
And in closing, I just wanted to say also on this day, October the 6th, 27 years ago, our mother, an educator, painter, sculptor, welder, mechanic, and so on, departed this earth. And I just want to indicate that she did well while she was on this earth, and we still use this opportunity to recognize what she has done, even though that the years have passed.
And you didn't call her name in it because people.
Annette Providence Mitchell.
Okay. All right. So that's so we'll go out with this song. Good old
St. Vincent, my
Sir Alston Beckett. Not so sorry. Dr. Alston Beckett Cyrus.
no gold, no diamond, yet I love you a million for the things that you have to offer. Is more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there within my reach. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent.